Hello everyone, Niv here, and I have a new deck. So this is the Moonlit Tarot by Chanel Days, and I will say off the bat that this deck is now no longer in print. She was closing her shop and gave us a little bit of warning. I actually didn't see the first warning, so I didn't, I would have missed it the first time, but then the second warning added a few more days, so I snagged this one up. So I've been using this. It's not in order. So I was really trying to decide between this one, the Moonlit Tarot, and the Deathly Flowers, because both of those I really loved. I nearly went with the Deathly Flowers. It kind of has, I like the red in it a lot. I tend to gravitate more toward color than black and white, and this one has more black and white. I mean, there are other colors in it, especially more like fiery, like gold colors, and the sun card in here is also really gold and bright, vibrant like that. But mostly it's a black and white deck. Largely. I mean, like I said, there are some colors in it. And I do tend to gravitate more toward the more color, the decks that have more color. It did also have, we've got some extra lovers cards. I'll show those when we come across the lovers card. And we have some card meanings here. There we go. So I'm going to keep that to the side. But I ultimately decided I liked this one more. And there was one card in particular that sold it for me. Yeah, let me zoom in real quick. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. The Deathly Flowers, I was starting to gravitate toward that one, and it was feeling a little bit Morrigan, a little bit of un-Morrigan energy there. It's the reds in it. The reds were feeling like that for me. However, there was a whole suit of like pomegranates, and so it became very clear that this was more of a Persephone deck. And I don't follow any of the Greek pantheon really. I follow Irish deities for the most part. I largely follow Irish deities. The first card was upside down, I think. Oh no, I mixed some of these. I hope I didn't get these upside down. All right, that seems to be fine. All right, so it kind of was geared more toward Persephone, and there were a few cards in there that just weren't quite to my taste, I guess. I mean, it's a gorgeous deck. But this one, it just has a lot more images that I'm drawn to. Ooh, is this the crow? Yeah, I think it is. Cool. Oh, wait, maybe? Actually, it's hard to tell. I mean, there's pop culture stuff in this. There was one card in particular that sold this deck for me. Ideally, I would have gotten both decks. And now the Deathly Flowers, I could never get that unless she starts to sell again in the future. But as of right now, these decks are completely out of print. Oh, here it is. So this is the card that sold it for me. I gotta have Morticia in my deck. I mean, yeah, this is fabulous. I'm really happy to have this one. Now, this deck is actually more geared towards Hecate, so another Greek goddess figure, and because there is a whole suit of keys. Here's one right here. And these are coins, but it's shown by the keys, and so this deck is supposed to be more Hecate, whereas the Deathly Flowers was a bit more Persephone. But I felt that the Persephone deck, the Deathly Flowers, was a bit more obviously a Persephone deck, whereas this one I feel like is generic enough that technically I think it was supposed to be a Hecate deck, but I am using it. I get the Morrigan vibes from this one as well. I would have preferred the red, some more red in this, but I really like this. I like the gold and black and white. I think this is very, very nice. Yeah, and so all of the aces have just like a single image with a black background, and the all of the knights. Oh, see, here's the. Oh, and is this? Yeah, because so the pages, the courts here. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not doing a great job here. Oh, so kings is what I meant. The kings and the aces have that like single image sort of vibe here. And here's the page. Yeah, so it's got that sort of single image with a black background. Very mysterious, and I would say that's a good description for this deck. It's very mysterious. And I did use this for the latest moon reading, the full moon. So I used it with Brige, the Irish goddess Bridget, and it was quite lovely. I actually really liked it. So, and love this Two of Cups. And this actually showed up in my reading, my full moon reading. This is probably the most colorful card in the deck. This is the sun, and I think this is literally the sun. Like that, yeah, that looks like the sun to me. Like the surface of the surface, but yeah. Oh, cool. Temperance. This is beautiful. And so all of the knights look like this, where it's a mouth. So it's the Knight of Wands. So there's a flame. Like it looks like this is a match right here, and the person is licking their lips with the match right in front of them, perhaps about to blow out the match. Yeah, but but all of the knight cards are a square image like this with a mouth and some sort of thing indicating what suit it is. Two of coins. Okay, here's the lovers that I chose. This is the one that I ended up choosing. But there were two other options. So there was this option here, which it was nice. However, it almost felt like a father-daughter sort of vibe to me. And I don't know what exact movie this is from. Yeah. I feel like this one is from The Love Witch. I might be wrong, but I think that's from The Love Witch. And I love that movie. And I'm not sure what this one is from. Perhaps like a Dracula type movie. And then the other option was this one. Oh, I think this is Shakespeare in Love. And I don't know. I guess of these two, maybe this one. I don't know. I just really, really liked this one. I thought this one was perfect. And so that's the one I chose. But I like that we have other options. Strength. Oh, and this feels so witchy. And that's another, word I could use to describe this deck. It feels very witchy. And that's an energy that I am really trying to incorporate lately. I mean, I've been a practicing witch for 27 years. But, life happens and you kind of, you go through different phases in your life. And for a long time that I was in mom phase, so a lot of my practice just kind of went by the wayside. And here's more of the aces and the courts. The aces and the courts have that item with the black background. And this is very much that the great right sort of thing here. Yeah, cool. So, and lately, I've really wanted to reconnect with the witchy side of myself, doing more spell work, doing more, rituals, doing, reading about, different approaches, different paths, different, techniques, and incorporating them. And, so, I mean, I've had, kind of my general pagan practice, and I feel like me getting more in touch again with my witchy side and more serious about it is because even the past like 5 years I've still been kind of witchy. I've done spells here and there, but I think in the last year ish is when like I just feel like I've gotten a lot more serious about it. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, so, and this this deck definitely has that sort of witchy vibe to it. Beautiful Queen of Coins. Okay. 4 of Coins. Ooh, I love this Queen of Wands. That's beautiful. Yes. Sorry, I was getting a little quiet here as I was looking at these cards. So we have like a church graveyard here for death. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful deck. And for the world, we have the moon, which, you know, this is a moon deck. It's a very moon themed deck, as we can see by the backs here. And these are I think these are datura flowers. So very witchy, witchy plant there. Yeah, so it makes sense the world would be the moon. It's not the moon card, but it's since this is all about the moon. And this makes a great, great moon reader too. As I said, I used this for the full moon, which was, as I'm filming this, the full moon was yesterday. And I used this deck, and it just, I loved the vibe of this too. 8 of Cups. Oh, very interesting. I feel like this is like a werewolf, and, you know, because with the 8 of Cups, we're kind of leaving a world behind, and perhaps this, person is leaving that human form behind and becoming that werewolf, you know? Interesting. That makes sense for the 3 of Wands. Oh, I love this 8 of Swords. Ooh. All right, we've got a few more. I'm just going to grab this and kind of hold it and flip through like this. 10 of Cups, 8 of Wands. That's cool. Oh, and I love that it has other people in this. It's not like it's not a boring 8 of Wands. You know, we have that imagery of the you know, the wands and these like shooting stars or something like that. And then we have these 4 witches, perhaps, coven mates, whatever they are, and they're each holding flames, which adds to the wands. This is a very smart card, but I love that this imagery here. This is a good 8 of Wands. I like this. All right, and so here we have the King of Cups. We have the datura plant representing the cups here. Swords, the Hermit. Love that. And this feels very 5 of Cups. We've got that religious imagery here. The Devil. Okay, so we have like kind of these, kind of a glitz and glamour sort of thing going on right now, right here. And then like it's very surface level, but there's hidden underneath a darker sort of, you know, this is like a demon type figure or the devil himself. But there's, you know, something almost sinister that's underneath this, all this jewelry. Yeah, my words are escaping me there. Sorry. Excuse me. 4 of Wands. Page. See, here's another knight. Has that close-up mouth imagery. This, we have a key in there for the coins. Chariot. Gotta kind of get this close. There, she is writing something. Ooh, that's kind of hard to see right here. Let me see if I can see in the view screen here, because sometimes on camera things look better. It's like connecting to that. It does not want to focus on that for some reason. Yeah, I can't quite tell what she's on. It's maybe a little too dark right there, but yeah. All right, and here is the King of Cups. Another mouth. 6 of Cups feels very witchy. I like this. Love this 8 of Coins. And 8 of Coins, 8 of Pentacles is in general, my favorite card. And, you know, and so this is a awesome image for this. Now, how do I relate this to the 8 of Coins? I mean, she is busy at work here, and one of the ways that I interpret the 8 of Coins, 8 of Pentacles, is a sort of being in the zone, being so immersed in one's craft and in what they're creating, doing, that they're kind of blocking out the rest of the world, and they are so immersed. They're in the zone, and I definitely see that with this. Now, could this image be used for any number of cards, and could I bend the meaning to fit that? Sure, I guess, but I like this. I appreciate this artwork for this, and it's images like this that that sold this deck for me. Knight of Swords, Three of Cups. Yeah, it's a very witchy deck, and I'm really glad I was able to pick this up before they're gone forever. Yeah, we're getting near the end here. Seven of Swords. Ooh. And it's almost like there's a sneakiness going on, but like all the eyes are on them. And it's almost like this person is hiding behind this door, but all these eyes can still see them. Interesting. Ace of Wands. Three of Coins. Five of Coins. Ooh, interesting. Six of Coins. This beautiful Empress card. And I just got this card. I just did a little reading with this. It was just a one card reading, and then I used one of the other decks that I'm going to pair with this to place another card on top or next to it, really. And it was such a great card to get for the question that I had asked. And man, is this a beautiful card. I love this one. That's a beautiful, beautiful star card. Now, for shuffling, this is from Make Playing Cards, so it's a pretty typical Make Playing Cards cardstock. And this is actually the first time I've gotten a tarot deck from Make Playing Cards. I've gotten other decks from them, and I actually have a deck on Make Playing Cards, if you're interested. It's a Lenormand, but it's called the Long Weekend Lenormand. So I've only gotten the smaller decks with fewer cards, and I thought the cardstock was fantastic. But now that I have a tarot deck in my hand, which is larger cards and more of them, I will say that it's a little bit too flimsy for my taste, just a little bit. And this is obviously not a critique on Chanel. It's a critique on Make Playing Cards. So I would have liked something that was just slightly better quality, or I don't know. It's hard to say, because the thing is, it shuffles beautifully because it is so bendy. But it's a little, I guess, too bendy, maybe? Oops, I just dropped some because I was trying to show that. But it shuffles beautifully, and I could get into a meditative state shuffling these cards, I think. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the main thing I ask for with my tarot decks. I want them to be bendy enough that I can riffle and bridge them easily, so that I can get into that sort of meditative state with my deck. And so that is a problem with some of the other decks that I have, where I just can't. I can't get, I have to find different ways to get to that meditative state with the decks. But this is lovely. I think it's missing like a core. I think that's my problem with it. But it's got that nice linen coating on it, so it's super easy to shuffle, super easy to swipe it like that. You know, it's a really, really, I'm really glad I have this. Now, I didn't go with the gilded version, honestly, because it was just going to be a little too pricey for me. So I figured I'd just deal with the not gilded, and maybe someday I'll edge it with black or something. Black would be the right choice. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful deck. All right, so let's do some pairings. So I'm going to start off with the Memento Mori Oracle set, and that is because this is the deck that I used when I did my full moon reading with the Moonlit Tarot. So what I basically did, and I will set this to the side here, the spread that I used was one from Black and the Moon, and that was kind of what inspired me to use this deck. Is the spread came from them. It was a full moon in Libra spread, and it had 5 positions. And I decided I would pull a card from the Memento Mori for each of the positions, and then a card from the Moonlit Tarot for each of the positions. So I mean, I'll just lay out a sort of 5-card thing here. And I'm not saying what the spread positions were. I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit. Here we go. Zoom out. All right. There we go. And so there's like the 5 positions there. And then I kind of laid on top of, or a little bit to the side, like this. So Mandrake Root with the 7 of coins. And I kind of did this. Yeah, that was more what I did. That way I could see the Mandrake Root with the card underneath. So we will do something like that. And then Chiromancy with the 7 of Cups. Ooh, we got 2 7s here. Then Shovel with King of Coins. Interesting. And Cure with Ace of Swords, and finally the Sextant with the Queen of Wands. Ooh, look at that. So this was a cool reading, and I actually think these cards go really, really well together, and I liked doing it like this, where each position of the spread had 2 cards to it, and they were kind of read together. So they're read together for each of the spots, and yeah, I think this is lovely. And I'm not going to show much more of this because we kind of get the idea. These 2 decks, they very much have that sort of folk witchy kind of vibe to it. This is very like dark gothic witchy, and then adding in the Memento Mori kind of brings that folksy folk vibe to it. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention too that this deck came just shrink wrapped, so there was no bag, there was no box to it. So I just grabbed this black organza bag, and that's what I've been keeping it in. But I do think I will eventually create a bag for this one. All right, so I do want to show, since I showed my moon reading, I also kind of want to show the other deck that I used when I did my quick little 1 card from here, 1 card from this other deck reading that I did right before this video. So I'm just gonna pick a card here. So ooh, I don't want to pick one of the knights. Let me see. Let's go with let's see. Ooh, yeah, okay, let's go with this one. So like, let's say I pulled the 5 of Swords or something, and I don't, like, I have no question right now. I'm just showing kind of what I did. I had a question. I very quickly pulled 1 card from the Moonlit Tarot, and then I pulled a little mini card from my Klimt Tarot Pocket Edition. Pocket Gold Edition here. And this was drawing to me to pair with this because of all the black and the gold. And that is the main color scheme of this deck, is black, white, and gold. So like we have the 5 of Swords with the 8 of coins here. Interesting. So that's kind of what I did, is I just pulled 1 card and then pulled another card on top. And then like we could do a different one here. That's, ooh, the 2 of Swords, let's say, and then this one. I think that's is that the Queen? I think it's this Queen. The Queen of Coins. The Queen of Coins with the 2 of Swords. And I don't know, the energy just felt nice. It felt like it worked. I hope that makes sense. Like, yeah. So, oop, I'm knocking over some stuff here. So yeah, and then I could do like another one. Let's say I do a 3-card reading. Let's do something like this. We do a 3-card. Let's we've got too much fire going on right here. There we go. So we got a 3-card right here, and then I could pull a companion card for each of these. 5 of Cups, and then, ooh, yeah, interesting. Yeah, I just, I like the way these 2 decks just kind of felt together, and it's got that kind of gold quality, gold and black, and that's really what I was pairing here. So another deck I thought might look good, and I'm just going to keep these same cards out, is I've got so much hair on this because it's felt, this bag here. Anyways, I need to lint roll this. It collects the dog's fur, I think. But yeah, so this is the Garden of Lucid Daydreams by Patrick Valenza. And I don't use this deck a lot. But I kind of wanted to use a Patrick Valenza deck with this to see what sort of works. So and what I was sort of thinking I would do with these are very interesting cards, is I would pull almost like spread positions right here, and then let's see, right here and right here. Okay, yeah, and then we have the cards underneath it, and I thought that looked kind of cool. Let me bring this down a bit so that we can actually see the cards up here. Yeah, here we go. I mean, I think this looks really cool, and I mean, I could lay down the 3 positions and then kind of have these like right here on top. Now this deck, it has no titles. It just has the numbers and the image on it. And there was a PDF guidebook at some point, but the QR code for it doesn't work anymore, or the website doesn't exist anymore. So, which to me, I don't care. I don't think this needs a guidebook. I really don't. I think you can glean the meaning from just the image. Yeah, it's very interesting. There's a lot to work with there. And this is cool energy there. So yeah, I thought this was really cool. So let me do a few other cards here. So let's say we got this and this and this. So what are these positions? Ooh, interesting. Okay, this is like flight energy moving forward, and this a gust of something. And I like that these two are pointing in. So they're both pointing to that middle card. So let's lay down some tarot here. Let's see, strength. The strength going to that, and then 10 of Wands. Ooh, okay, and then this card here. This is almost a destiny kind of card right there. And the chariot and the strength, like they're both going toward this center column here. That's really cool. I think I pulled these cards just a little bit too far down. I was just trying to block we've got a little bit of glare from my windows there. So yeah, I think this is really cool. I think this is a cool pairing. So going back to Tarot, this seemed like a no-brainer kind of combination, just because they're so similar. And this is the Witch's Tarot. So I was thinking for this, we could do a sort of 6-card thing. And I do have to be careful with this one because there is nudity in this deck. And YouTube can get kind of weird about that. Oh, that one's got titties. Let me try something else. Let's go with this one here. All right, so we got those cards there, and then lay down like this. This sort of thing here. 8 of Cups. Ooh, look at, I love the Lover's card. This is a nice Lover's card. I like this Lover's card. I'm glad I went with this one. Of the 3 options in the deck, this was definitely my favorite. Yeah, I think this is cool. I actually, before I started this video, I pulled out this deck just to see, and I think what I had pulled out earlier, I'm trying to be careful not to show boobies here. There's a bunch of boobies. This one's fine. So I pulled out, I just laid down real quick to like, is this something that could work? And I liked what I pulled out earlier. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So got the Knight of Coins. Ooh, Queen of Cups. Okay, that's cool. I love the Lovers there. And then we have the 7 of Swords. Ooh, okay. Like, I really like this combination. I think these two tarot decks could go very, very well together. But I can't show too much of the Witch's Tarot because of all the titties in the deck. And YouTube does not like that. So there we go. So another obvious tarot choice to me would be the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot. And, oops, hello. And this seems like a cool, I'm just going to pull from the box. Yeah, this seems like a no-brainer kind of combination. Ooh, yeah, I like this. I think this works really, really well. The energies are definitely there. I'm going to switch out some of these cards here. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, look at that. Add more to here. Let's see. Yeah. I'm sorry I'm not saying much. I'm just kind of like going, ooh, yeah. And I feel like maybe I like this one a little bit more than the last one. The Witch's Tarot. I think with that one, it did look really nice with this. Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. But it looked really nice with this. But it was perhaps a little too similar or had a lot of the same sort of energy to it. Whereas this, it's definitely still got that feminine vibe to it. But it's sort of, yeah, it's just different enough that I feel like it sort of adds a different energy to it. The last one was a bit more seductive, whereas this one is more empowering, maybe? Maybe that's what I'm going for. Now, going in a completely different route, I pulled out my Pulp Tarot, which I'm not sure if this is going to work, but the Pulp Tarot for me is kind of my toxic masculinity deck. And it definitely has a place in my collection for sure. But it kind of has that, it's very masculine and it's very like Mad Men sort of vibe. And so that's why I kind of call it my toxic masculinity deck. And pairing it with a deck that has very much feminine is something I like to do, actually. But let's see how this looks. Now, the white borders. Yeah. I don't love the white borders with the Moonlit Tarot, but we do have that look at that card. We have this sort of toxic vibe with or hyper, 50s capitalist sort of vibe. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense there, but yeah, mixed with let's pull some new ones here. This with the very feminine vibe here. Well, it's not quite. Ooh, I like that card. I don't know. I think this like some of my other decks that have that strong woman, strong feminine vibe to it, actually does pair well with the Pulp Tarot because it's kind of got that one deck represents the patriarchy and the other deck represents the fighting the patriarchy, that sort of vibe, and it does that sort of combination works very well with the Pulp Tarot, but I'm not sure that it's working here with this deck. Let's see, let's do one more. See how I like this. Got the Knight of Wands. Oh, and then one of the things I like about pairing tarot with tarot is sometimes you might get the same cards, and I always find that fascinating and interesting. Ooh, we got two court cards here with the Emperor right here, the Emperor card. I mean, I think a lot of it's these white borders. I don't think the white borders look too good with this. All right, so that is that for that one. All right, stepping away from tarot and going back to Oracle, I pulled out the Brian Froud's Fairies Oracle, and I don't know how this will work. I don't know, because I was kind of gravitating more toward the black and white decks, or black, white, and gold, and this one does have a bit more browns. It's perhaps similar to the Garden of Lucid Daydreams in that respect, but I thought I'd give this one a try. And we're going to use the same layout as before. I think I moved these so opposite. So I just kind of want to see how this looks together. And this is pretty cool. It's definitely got a different vibe, but it's almost like it's the coming together of witches and fairies. You know? Let's see. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, I do like this. I like this a lot, actually. I'm not sure how I would use this, so let's switch out some cards here. Okay. It does work for me. Like, maybe it doesn't pair perfectly, like, looks-wise, but I actually think the energies are working for me. There's something different about this. Ooh. I know I have boobies on the screen. I hope YouTube won't get mad at me, but whatever. All right. Ooh, look at that. I think this combination is just making me go, ooh, ooh, ah. Because this is pretty cool. Let's see. One more. All right. I think this works. Yeah. This was a winner for me. I may not use this particular layout with it, but I do like this. Maybe it makes more sense to have, you know, this deal going on with it. Something like that. Where we have the middle fairy and then, yeah, that vibe. That might be the way to go with this deck, because I think maybe it was too much with what I had there. But yeah, all right. Okay, so I've pulled out the animal archetypes, wild unknown archetypes. It's not animal archetypes, it's just archetypes, I think. Yes. Yes. Yeah, so I have the archetypes here. And yeah, doing this sort of deal, I thought this might be kind of cool. And both of these decks have that sort of collage style to it. It does not bother me. Circular decks don't bother me at all, actually. I don't mind having to twist around. I'm interested in perhaps creating a deck that's oddly shaped, that maybe has directional stuff, so that, you know, it doesn't matter how it's oriented, or it does matter. Like the way it's oriented actually makes sense. Ooh, this is cool. Look at that. The tree of this 2 of coins and the fault line here. Ooh, interesting. And then we have some sort of like gateway sort of card here with the 7 of coins. Yeah, I thought aesthetically these 2 decks could go together. Let's see. Okay. And because this art style is, how do I describe the art style? It's, you know, it's got a lot of that black and white and with bursts of color. It's rainbow, but also black and white. It's hard to explain exactly what that is. Ooh, okay. The creator between the 3 of swords and the king of coins. Interesting. So not quite sure how I would use this combination. Okay, the forest. Here we go. Well, I pulled off an extra card, but that would have been cool. Ooh, look at that. That's kind of cool. Ooh, I like that. Okay. The one between, ooh, the High Priestess and the 9 of Wands. Look at that. So, I think this worked pretty well. I mean, I think it's a little bit of a no-brainer. Just the coloring of these kind of go together. Oddly enough, I think I like the Fairies Oracle a bit more, though. So let me put this away. You know, I wonder if I might want to try the animal one, the Wild Unknown Animal Oracle. I might give this one a shot. Yeah. I didn't initially have this in my list of ones to use, but let me see how I like this here. I got to take a big chunk off, though. All right, so this might be better. This might be better. Yeah. I think this is better. I think it needs not the circular deck one, but and I happen to be a big fan of this particular Oracle deck. I like that it's a title with the animal, the title of the animal with an elemental association, and I quite like this deck a lot. Take a chunk off. Yeah, this definitely, yeah, I like this more. Okay, so I also kind of want to pair the deck with a whether it's Lenormand or something else. And I think I decided on a playing card deck. And this might seem odd, but this is the Into the Wild Black Bear playing cards. This was just some deck that I found that was at... we went to Kittery, Maine, and it was a trading post, and it was a deck of cards, and it was bear themed, and I thought it was cute, and I liked it, and I use it now for divination, or am trying to at least. But this is, it's all bear themed, and this might seem like it's an odd choice, but I don't know, I think it could work. So let me see, what can I lay out with this? Now I do like to do a whole like cascading card, like a waterfall style thing with playing cards, because right now I'm using it a lot with like creating geomancy shields. So I could do something like this. So creating a geomancy shield or geomancy figure that way, and then having like perhaps a reading right here. Here's a reading perhaps. Yeah, that actually I kind of like that. It's kind of neat. Let's see, what else could I do with this? So let's do maybe a 6-card just reading like this. We do a 6-card reading. Let's see. There you go. And as you notice with this deck, all the numbers have the same image. So all of the 9s are this same image. All of the 8s are this image, etc. Which I don't mind at all. I kind of like this. But so let's see what we have right here. Maybe we do almost like these are oracle cards. This could be kind of neat. And how do I like the bears with this? It's kind of cool, actually. Here we go. Let's lay down some more bears here. Let's see. We got a playing card reading here. Oh, we got 2 10s again. And that's that's cool too. That's another way I could, I'm sorry, my throat. Oh, sorry about that. That's another way I could read this deck, is because we have the same images for the different numbers. It's more noticeable that I have 2 10s here and 2 5s right here, and then this is disrupted there. You know, that's one way I could read into that. And I kind of like it with these mysterious witchy cards. Yeah, I mean, this is more of a fun combination here. I wasn't sure how it would match, but I kind of like it. Let's see. One more layout of these here. That's cool. And then, yeah, I mean, I think this could be cool. Oh, 2 different like moon type cards here. Yeah, I kind of like that. And the final deck I want to give a shot with the Moonlit here is the Book of Shadows as Above deck, which is a deck that has kind of been meh in my collection. I really, really love the So Below, because this is the Book of Shadows decks are 2-deck system sort of thing, and I really like the other one as opposed to this one. The other one's very practical, whereas this one's more spiritual, I guess. It's more this deck is much more Wiccan-y. It feels very Wiccan and like kind of 90s Wiccan, which, you know, there's aspects of this deck that I don't like, and that's why it's kind of fallen by the wayside for me. But like, I don't know, I've been doing a lot of lately I've been doing a lot of re-familiarizing myself with like ceremonial type magic, and this definitely has that vibe. You know, it definitely has that ceremonial vibe to it. I think I'm just gonna do what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna do the same thing that I was doing before. The 6-card. Yeah, and I just kind of want to see, you know, and doing the, you know, looking into a lot of the ceremonial stuff again, has kind of, yeah, and a lot of it's also the planetary stuff that I've been doing. Focus on planetary stuff, and then dipping my toes back into ceremonial stuff, and you know, it kind of has that vibe with with Wicca. You know, Wicca has that, you know, kind of Golden Dawn roots there, a little bit of that. So we got that vibe going, that I thought maybe I could try that with this. And this mysteriousness of this deck could go quite well with the Book of Shadows as above. There is some really cool imagery in this. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I do like some of this sort of imagery. Yeah. And where are some of the planet cards in here? Because that could be cool with this. Here's one. Here's what is it? Is this like Pluto? It's the 9 of Fire. I don't know what. I'll have to look and see what the interpretation there is of that deity or the planet. Sorry about my words here. I think I'm losing my my flow now. I'm losing my flow. Yeah, but there's a certain I'm considering using this a bit more in my sort of planetary / ceremonial study that I'm kind of doing. And I was also sort of seeing how it would look with the Moonlit Tarot. Interesting. I don't know how I feel about it. But see, this is one of the main reasons why I don't really use this deck. It's the Maiden Mother Crone stuff. Yeah, that's definitely not part of my practice. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. But ooh, we got another planet card here. This is cool. Like there's aspects of this that I really like. There's aspects of this deck I really like. And how do I like it with the Moonlit Tarot? I don't know. Maybe this doesn't work as well as I thought it was going to. We got the Empress and the Emperor. Ooh, interesting. Yeah. So that is the Moonlit Tarot. Yeah. Ooh, let's put that one on the top. So we'll do this thing here, whoosh, and we'll put that right here on the top. Yeah, so I think my favorite combinations here, I definitely think, where did I put that? Did I put it away? Oh, here it is. I definitely think this was a fantastic combination, the Memento Mori. I also liked the Witch's Tarot was good, but I think I liked the Intuitive Night Goddess a bit more with that. I also really surprisingly loved the Brian Froud's Fairies with this, and also the Klimt Tarot. The little mini here worked very, very nicely with this deck. So I think those were my favorite combinations. All right, thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye.